So I thought I'd start with something from your bio because I thought we have this thing called rock and soul, which you talk about, and really it's two questions in one. The first is, what's the difference between rock and roll and rock and soul? And is there a connection between that and what the Beatles did as musicians? So just
okay. Well, the rock and soul class I teach, that title was a cheap marketing ploy on my part, because I wanted to get a mixed race class, and I thought if I put rock and roll on there'd be some students that think, I don't know, rock and roll, I don't know. But if I put rock and soul in there, they go, she might know something I don't know, and sign up. And it's worked really well that way, because I think if you take the soul out of rock and roll, you can keep it. I don't want it. Because I was a soul freak when I was a kid, a soul fanatic. And in fact, when the Beatles first came out, before they were on Ed Sullivan, I didn't think I was going to like them. I had an attitude. I thought I was just too cool for the Beatles, you know, because a 15-year-old kid in a town of 20,000 people in Ohio, I was so hooked into soul music. And I thought they were going to be like four Pat Boones with funny haircuts. And, you know, because my experience up to that point of white people trying to do R&B was not pretty. When you listen to, as I tell my students, I said, when you listen to Fats Domino saying, I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, you sort of have a clue what that thrill is. When you hear, it's sort of like you guys with your like sexy songs up there tonight, but when you hear Pat Boone sing it, you think, define thrill for me, Pat. A religious experience.
Music
I don't
theory.
know.
That's
Oh my God! And when he did Little Richard covers, I was so embarrassed. So I thought the Beatles were going to be like that. And I heard the third week, you know, they're on Ed Sullivan 3 weeks in a row. I know you remembered if you were so hooked into your Sgt. Pepper album. So I love that. So of course I had to watch it because you couldn't TiVo it. So I was there, you know. And what else are you going to do in Piqua, Ohio, on a Sunday night after Walt Disney Hour? So I sat there and watched it. And the first week I thought, ooh, I like them. They're actually different. And the third week, when John Lennon sang Twist and Shout, it was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So there you go. And so the Beatles covering the Isley Brothers and Little Richard was exciting. Plus, they turned me on and other teenagers on to Arthur Alexander and Larry Williams and people like that we didn't even hear on the radio. So the other day I got a really snotty email from a listener bashing my show. And he wrote all these whereas, and I actually responded whereas, and then I didn't send it because I thought maybe it was too. But I'm holding on to it just in case he writes back. But he hates cover versions, you know. And I played Chicago a cappella last week doing Eleanor Rigby, you know. But he doesn't like cover versions. And he was saying, you know, blah blah blah. You should play the originals and blah blah blah. And young people, we got to turn young people on the Beatles. Like I didn't know that, you know. And he said you play the real thing. And I thought, well, wait a minute. Sometimes when you play Green Day doing a Beatle cover, that's how you get a Green Day fan turn on the Beatle. The same way when I bought an Animals album in 1964, and they did this song called Boom Boom, and I was a geek, a total, you had a music theory geek, I was a music geek, and I always looked to see who wrote the songs. And it was J.L. Hooker, and I thought, who the hell is J.L. Hooker? I found it was John Lee Hooker, this blues. We never heard blues in Piqua, Ohio. Oh my God! And that's how I got turned on to blues. The Animals covering blues. So I think, you know, sometimes those cover versions are what bring people in. So that's why I call it rock and soul, because, like, for example, tomorrow on Monday night is our 5th week, and we just finished the 40s. We're not even there yet, and we did 45 minutes on gospel music, and the kids, by the time we were done with that, they were sitting there like going, oh my God, I had no idea. So it's a revelation, you know, to find the roots of the music. So my goal too as a teacher is to open up people to all different kinds of music, because I think that if we open up to different art, music, whatever kind of thing, and get inside of experiences outside of our own, that opens us up in a lot of ways in life. And as a teacher, if I can do that, if I can set them on that course, if I can get the hip-hop kids to appreciate old country and western like the Carter family and find out that that's soul music too, and get the rock and roll kids and get them turned on to Son House, or, you know, Louis Jordan, Ella Fitzgerald, then my missionary work is done.